my channel. If you're new here, my name is Louise. I'm proud mum to 2 adult children, Blossom who doesn't live with us anymore, Corey who does, and I've got 2 dogs, Chip and Dale, who are with us as we speak down here. Also, if you are new here, my channel is a haul every Saturday at 5 o'clock. Do little bits here and there in between, just whatever I'm doing, bit of cooking, decorating, whatever it is. So if you enjoy that sort of thing and you enjoy today's haul, don't forget to subscribe down below, give me a like if you enjoyed today's video, and comments are always appreciated. I do like a good comment. So this week it was, now I did mention in a video the other day, Eugenie is what I called the storm. It's not, it's Eunice. I got it wrong. So I actually shop on a Friday, which was right in the middle of Storm Eunice. Where I live, it was going right over. So when I would have normally shopped, I didn't shop. I did shop later on. It didn't get as bad as I was expecting it to get. It was, you know, when the wind really starts to pick up and all these warnings, I was expecting it to get worse, and it really didn't. So I could have gone earlier, but I didn't. I thought it was going to be worse. So I went later on in the day. There was a lot of things I couldn't get. There was a lot of reduced bits that I could have got if I was one of those people that was going to push and shove and grab off of the employees, which is not me, so I just stood back and watched for a minute. I was hoping people would just get their fill and go away, but they didn't. So we got a few little bits and bobs from the reduced bit, but it was mainly the bit that had always been reduced and people had left. So I'm never going to be that person, which is a shame. I did tell Corey about it this morning when he finished work, and he was annoyed because he said it never happens when he's around. My kids are, whenever we go shopping, if something like that happens, if there's a reduced bit and there's a crowd, they always say to me, okay, point to what you want, I'll get it for you. So yeah, they're completely opposite to me where that's concerned. Okay, so we went to Asda yesterday. On my way back from work, earlier in the day, I had already popped into Iceland and Tesco because I needed a couple of bits in there. Didn't get what I actually intentionally went in there to get, but I did get a couple of little, really small bits at the end. We were on budget. We have a £60 budget, as we know, with price increases and stuff. We're right up there on budget, so we're okay still. We're not going over budget. We're still good because my budget's always been higher, I guess, than I really needed before the price increases, so we're still good. I did get something for the food bank, but there was this whole thing with I do scan and go, and the scan and go wasn't showing up. Maybe it was I keep thinking Pepsi, it's not Pepsi, Dr. Pepper. Corey's Dr. Pepper is on a deal, 2 of them for a certain price, and it wasn't coming up on the scan and go, so it was this whole thing. So I've actually got it with me. I forgot to put it in the food bank, so I'll have to do that another day. It's not a biggie item, like I said. It's just going to be 1 item a week, so better than nothing. Little bit different shop to what it normally is. I know I say that a lot. There's basics that are not there, and alternatives, but I'll explain that as I go along, because as you know, do like to talk. So let's get on with the haul. And we're with Asda as usual, because that's the main shop bit that I would have. Here I would normally have like tomatoes and things. Didn't need them. Surprisingly, I've not really been eating them that much, and they're still good. I even had peppers. I believe I bought peppers 2 or 3 weeks ago. Used a couple of those the other day, and they're still good, so I didn't need them. Now, I did mention that I was going to start cooking for the dogs rather than dog food all the time. They're still going to have the dog food for nutrients and things that I might not know that they need, but I have done a lot of research. I'm hoping I've got this right. If I do mention anything along the line, this is for the dogs, and you know that that's not good for dogs, please let me know, because there was some conflicting evidence online. So the first thing I picked up was carrots. I'm going to do like a crock pot stew type thing tomorrow, which will cover them for about 3 or 4 days worth of food. These are actually only 30p for all of that. So, you know, that's really, really good. You know what, by the time you've peeled them and you've cut them up, that's a good pile of carrots in there. I picked up some broccoli to go for the dogs as well. I'm actually going to use some of that for a meal that I've got an idea for. I'll show you that a bit later on. But so, you know, the human food, it's good for both of us. So Corey and I will be having some of the broccoli. This is probably going to be mainly for the dogs. Potatoes, again, this is for the dogs and for the humans. I did find that the sweet potatoes kept coming up as really good for the dogs, but it did say normal potatoes are good. You can't really get that many sweet potatoes for a good price. I probably could have in that reduced section, because I know there were some good fruits and vegetables up there because I'd seen them earlier, but they were full price at that point. So 91p for a 2.5 kilogram bag of potatoes. That's really good. And I've actually picked this one up as well because they, you know, clearly the dogs are going to need some protein. Now this is at 182 for 1.1 kilograms of chicken thighs. Don't know why I've never thought of this before, but I think because I'm going to be cooking this type of thing for the dogs, I'm going to start cooking some bits for Corey as well, because I know he likes chicken thighs. So that's a really good price. I never look at meat that often because Corey eats a lot of ready meals and I'm not a meat fan at the moment, so I don't look at this sort of thing, but that's really, really good price. Clearly I'm going to debone them and everything once they come out of the crock pot, but I'm thinking of maybe starting to get this type of thing more often, because price wise that's pretty good, isn't it? Like, now we've got to be a little bit more price conscious. I'm going to have to start cooking, whether I like it or not, in a different way. But I did see that chicken livers, very, very good for the dogs, but only a small amount. Thought they were going to be cheaper than they are. So I think I'm going to pick up I'm going to pick up some chicken livers next week as well. A lot of these things, you know, like I probably won't use all this this week, so it'll be all right for next week as well. So even though initially we're paying out a little bit more for all this sort of stuff, it's going to last for a few weeks anyway. So that's going to be mainly for the dogs, but I'm going to keep a couple for Corey as well. Still into my lemons. I picked up the lemons to go in my drinks. I'm nearly at the end of my tea bags. I've got some ginger and, what is it, ginger, lemon and Manuka honey tea bags. So I was going to get some more of those tea bags. The only ones I could find that weren't ridiculously expensive, and we're talking like for 10 tea bags £2 something, or 20 tea bags £2 something, I'm not willing to pay that, when 54p for these, and I picked up some ginger, that's 50p. That will do me drinks for a whole week, whereas the tea bags are, like I said, £2 something. Spit out of the ways. £2 something for the tea bags versus this, and I was going to add lemon to it anyway, because the lemon in the tea bags are never strong enough. Or you can get the Asda's own, like lemon and green tea, I think they had, or lemon and ginger, and there's 74p. This fresh, it's better, isn't it? Anyway, whatever it was, I talked myself into this. Oh god, this is a long explanation again. So we're going to have ginger and lemon drinks this week. I've got 2 spaghetti loops. I've gone through, I'm not keeping stocked up. I know I mentioned this the other week. I've got to go through my cupboards. Still haven't done that. I will have to go through my cupboards. Don't have any spaghetti loops, so I picked up 2 tins. They're 35p. They're not the cheapest one, they're the next one up, but I prefer these to the Heinz. I think they're way, way better. I got a tuna chunks. Corey said that he wants to make a tuna bake. I think Sunday we're going to have a tuna bake. He wants to cook it. I'm going to do the garlic bread part. So yeah, we've just got that for the tuna bake. Picked up another pot noodle. They're still 60p at the moment. I like them to sit in the cupboard until I fancy them. At the moment I'm fancying one a week, so we're doing good with that. We're just keeping up. The kidney beans of the dogs. Now, I do have a lot of different beans in the cupboard. They're cheap anyway, so that's a good thing. 30p for that tin. Kidney beans was the only one that came up that the dogs can have. I didn't come across any other type, so let me know if you know that there are any other beans are safe, because I don't know if there must be some difference. But kidney beans came up as a really good thing, so I'm just getting some ingredients so we can start making different type meals. They're not going to have the same thing every week. Another tin of peaches. I have one in the cupboard already. Corey, I mentioned to Corey that I really enjoyed making those cakes the other day, so I'm going to do us a crumble this weekend, I believe. He mentioned that he'd like a peach one, so I picked up a tin rather than the fresh, because the fresh is about £1.60 for 6 of them, and I only need 3 of them for the recipe, and I still have fresh fruit, so I don't need any. So this was the cheaper option, I thought. Didn't look at the price until I got home. This is 55p a can. Now, I'm sure the last time I bought a can of these were 39p. So it was, and I also went for the cheapest one, which is always in syrup, and I don't want the one in syrup. I don't like the ones in syrup so much. So I sort of didn't do very well with the whole peach situation. Tin of tomato soup, 24p. That is to go in food bank. I will take that next time I go into town. Jam Coyd asked for the other week. I bought and eaten all of it, so I bought another one. This one's £1. It's normally 1.60, but this is reduced to £1 at the moment. That's normally when I buy them. This one hasn't gone up from its lower price like everything else that's been going down to £1 is now going down to £1.25, but we're still good. This is £1 at the moment. It's the seedless raspberry, which is my favourite one in this make. Needed to get some more butter. Now, I normally would get the 250 gram butter, but it's gone up to £1.55 for that. It was £1.49, I believe. This is £2.94, and it's 500 grams, so double the amount, but less than double the price. And I did use this big chunk of this for the cooking that I did, the cakes I made last week, so I needed to get some more of that. Another thing of cheese. We're going through a decent amount of cheese at the moment. Probably not a whole one of these, but we'll get stocked up, so that's a good thing. This is 825 grams, and it's £3.65, but it is a really good mature one as well. Oh, and by the way, normally you would have, I just completely forgot, I usually have a huge 6 pint of milk up there, which is missing because even though I said last week, it seems like we're going through a 6 pint a week, turns out we didn't this week, so we didn't need any. Pasta, 29p for 500 grams. Can't get a better price than that. It stayed that price, so we'll, fingers crossed it stays that price for a bit longer. This is for our pasta bakes. I just picked up 2 whilst I was there. The Dr Peppers, which I had the issues with, are £1.77 or 2 for £3. Corey's already taken one of them. And I picked up some of these whilst they were there. You don't tend to see these ones so much anymore. It's usually the Kleenex or Kleenex, I don't know how you say it, brand. But they had the Asda ones in, and it's 2 for £2 at the moment. And Corey's got a cold again, so we're going to start going through this a lot. I got a bar of chocolate. This is 30p milk chocolate. I was going to possibly make a different topping for my cakes, but it asked for milk chocolate, and it turns out I keep buying dark chocolate, so I've got a load of these 30p dark chocolate. So I just picked up one to go in there because I really did enjoy that cooking, so I might do it more often. We'll see. So I got 4 of the dog foods. Clearly I'm not going to need as many of them anymore, which is good because these are 60p each, and they're getting through about 2 of them in one meal, so that's £1.20 a day. By the time you add up all the ingredients, it's going to come to more than a few days worth, but it's, as I start building up the ingredients, you know, I'm going to have things that sit in the freezer and stuff. It's going to work out better in the long run, and the dogs enjoy it, and it's better for them as well. But for now, we've still got 2 beef pâtés and 2 of the turkey and chicken pâtés. And then I was going to get bread. Oh, okay. So this little bit here was actually, I'd finished my shopping. I was about to go out the store, and they put the reduced bakery. I'd already found reduced bakery. Forget that bit. I'd already found that bit already. But they'd moved some other bits that I hadn't seen. So I picked up these 23p for the, these are not the ciabatta, are they? Stone-baked Italian style light eating sandwich bread. It's like a ciabatta type thing. Corey had mentioned that, oh no, I'd mentioned about garlic bread to go with the tuna bake would be nice. He'd asked for a tear and share, couldn't find any tear and share. They had this type of thing, but they were like £2-3 for 2 of them. So I thought for 23p, it's really easy to make garlic bread. You literally toast this, bit of butter on it, let it melt, bit of garlic salt on, you've got garlic bread, and I think it's better. So I picked up 2 so we can have one in the freezer and one for this weekend. This was it's 56p, maybe Easter meal or something. This is the cherry pie. I absolutely love cherry pie. Cherries are expensive, so making them homemade isn't going to be a cheaper version. Even though it says it was 88p, which is actually a really good price if that's right. I'm not sure if that's right, I don't know. I was going to get a loaf of bread because we completely ran out. They had no bread, like the normal bread that I'll normally buy, the sliced ones. They didn't have any at all. And I'd seen that they were reducing these, so I actually did like I had to do a loop around because there was a crowd of people again, so I had to wait and see what I could get. So I picked up this one, 25p. This is going to go in the freezer. I'm going to slice this one, and it was 38p. So even with both of those, it was a pretty good price. So I didn't do bad with those ones. Mini plain naan breads. These come up at 80p. I have some curry sauce things that I must have bought reduced a while back I found in the cupboard. So maybe a curry this week. Another packet of the cheese nacho tortilla chips. We've got one in the cupboard still, but it's just whilst they were there because they're a good price. Corey likes his pizzas. He had this one last night, I think, before he went to work. £1.35. This is the barbecue chicken. He likes the really thin crust ones. This is topped with tender seasoned chicken breast, sweet mixed peppers and a smoky barbecue sauce. There was none left when I got up today, so clearly it's a good one. Again, Corey eats ready meals quite regular, so I do want to keep stocked up with some of them, even though I'm going to try and cook a little bit more. Cheese and tomato pasta bake, 85p. I got the peas because I know peas are good for the dogs as well, so this packet's going to last ages. I like peas as well. Corey won't eat them, so it's a safe option to have in the freezer. 70p for that huge thing, is a kilogram of them. Paid £3.75 for this. This is a 1.275 kilograms, and it's the chicken dippers. Last week I picked up the, I think they were called chicken chunks, but they're like poppers. They didn't have them this week, so I just got this one. Corey just likes to have some chicken with his meal. Yeah, my phone's ringing. That'll be somebody else trying to tell me I'm heavily into debt and I need their help, which is not true, so we'll ignore that. Pretend you can't hear it. So 2 pizza subs. These are just the cheese and tomato because they didn't have the pepperoni one, and that's 90p. Guess what? Now I talk about this one all the time. This is the better option one, and this is normally £1.20. The Iceland one is £1, but this one is way better. Corey didn't eat the Iceland one because he said it was so bad. And somebody had mentioned that it was weird because theirs at 85p. They got down to 85p. I was so excited. So they're 85p now. So I feel like I got a massive bargain, even though it's just, I think that's the normal price now. So that's all the Asda one. So toilet roll, turns out I've not been paying attention to our toilet roll stocks, and we were like desperate. So I had to chuck them upstairs straight away. So I did get 2 of these. These are my favourite ones. I've mentioned before, you know, I can buy them in Asda, but I don't like the ones in Asda. These are £2.20 for 9 rolls. So we got 2. I'm going to start buying them like 1 a week, I think, just get my stocks up a little bit. And while I was in there, I found these, which is quite excited about. I've wanted asparagus for the longest times, but the ones that I can get are quite expensive, and they're the big, chunky, stalky ones, and they're too woody, and the texture's not good. But these are the thin ones, and they were £2, reduced to 90p, so I picked up 3 of these. These are really, really good to freeze. If ever you've had these, you don't have to do anything with these. You don't have to blanch them or anything like that, which you do need to do with some vegetables before you freeze them. These can go straight in there, and they come out perfect when you defrost them or you cook them from frozen, whatever. These are always, actually, these are good for the dogs as well. Not sure I'm going to be sharing them though, because they're expensive. Well, I don't want to overload the dogs with too many different things to start off with. Right, so that's all I got in Tesco's, and then I went in Iceland and didn't come out what I originally went in there for, but I can't remember what it was now. I found these. They say they're new. I do like chip shop curry. Always sounds better than just curry. It's one of those things, again, I've mentioned before, I have certain words that's just katsu curry, that's another one. If you just say curry, I'm whatever, but you put those extra words in there and I'm a sucker for things like that. Crinkle cut chips are my favourite as well. Another thing that made these so appealing was apparently they're £1.60 normally, but these were only £1. So I couldn't not get, I had to get them. I just couldn't leave it. And this is something, I never buy things like this, like I mentioned, you know, I'm not really into meat, so Corey just gets what he's given. He always just asks for ready meals. I do ask him every week, you know, he contributes to the bills, so don't think I'm just being mean. He actually doesn't ask for anything. But this originally was £10. It's 1.7 kilograms of pure chicken breast, and it was down to a £5. Do you still... Down to a £5, what a bargain. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open this, put some like parchment paper, is it parchment paper or greaseproof paper, whatever it is, to separate all the breasts, so that I can just take a breast out at a time, breast out at a time. And I've actually found a recipe. I think I'm going to try it. Easier to tell you this way. So I mentioned the broccoli. I found a recipe where it's like cut the chicken breast in half, broccoli, cheese, I think it was grated cheese and a bit of cream cheese, soft cheese, whatever. I've got little cheese triangles, so I was thinking combine that and then with some spices, put that in the middle, like to pocket, fry it and then put it in the oven. Oh, it looks really good. Even though, like I keep saying, I'm really not into meat much. I might not have much of it, I might just try a bit of it. But it sounded really good, and again, it can get some nutrients into Corey because he's got a cold. As usual, he's always got a cold. But yeah. So there you go, that was my haul this week. I hope everybody is well. I hope Eunice didn't do anything too bad to anybody, damage property, hurt anybody. I hope you're all doing well. We still got the tail end of it. I don't know if you heard, there was a little bit of whistling with my windows. We have a whole issue with our windows. It's very noisy in this house and it's raining out there, so it's nice and miserable today. But I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm going to put this lot away because it turns out that phone call wasn't one of those type phone calls. It was actually Blossom. She's popping over in a minute, so I'm going to get this lot put away, get all the stuff in the freezer. I'm actually going to go now. I'm going to shut up and let you get on with your evening. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.